All right, everyone. Yeah. So you guys see the title. Why the fuck this streamer I gotta keep changing shit? Why the fuck this streamer I gotta keep changing shit? Fucking retarded. Yeah, you guys see the title. Most people need to off themselves. So I'm gonna just go all in right now because this is really getting like I don't know. I'm just getting really sick and tired of fucking this world right now. I don't want to say this world. There's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with this world. So before I even start this video, I want to just clarify that there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with this world. There's something wrong with people in this society, and I say people is the third thing that's wrong because the society and this manufactured fake ass this bullshit we got going on, capitalism, society, government, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's the problem. And then as a result of that, it causes mental illness. And then you have a bunch of dumbass people who then they need to off themselves. And like this shit is really getting out of hand. Like it's even to the point where you can't even say shit on fucking YouTube anymore. And like, cause they updated the AI system where it's like you don't even have to say anything disrespectful. And if there's a certain like way around, like it's like if you're in a certain, I don't even want to say that. You don't even have to say nothing disrespectful, and then they'll block your comment. Like in order for your shit to not even be blocked, and it's not even just social media. This is in real life. Like even if I'm around people in real life, or I'm talking to somebody, in order for them to not give off the energy that makes me look at them like a bitch ass nigga, I have to like tippy toe about what I say, even if I'm not cussing or if I'm not swearing. It's like my energy is so strong and powerful, I come off as intimidating just from being myself, even if I don't swear. So right now, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna, um, I'm not even gonna, what's the word for it? I'm just being straight up authentic as possible. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna tippy toe. I'm gonna say whatever and just do whatever. I don't really give a fuck no more. And I never gave a fuck, but now it's like I'm taking it to another level where I don't give a shit at all. Like that's why I named my title. Like if you one of these niggas who complain about anything and you don't have a solution, go and fucking off yourself. Like I have more respect for somebody who goes out there and just commits a crime or just takes whatever they fucking want or just blatantly does whatever the fuck they want. Don't give a fuck. There's somebody who bitches and cries and complains like that. Like at least do something about your situation. If you don't have no money, go and take whatever you want. If you don't want to take, which I do respect, then why not? Why do you need it, bitch? Be a breatharian. Don't consume, you stupid fuck. If you can't do either or of those, become a millionaire. Get your money up. If you can't do that, shut the fuck up, you stupid fuck. You dumb fuck. What the fuck are you complaining about, you son of a bitch? Off yourself. I fucking hate this goddamn world, nigga. It's like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like the government has succeeded in fucking people up, and they're gonna pay for that shit because they're gonna pay for that shit. How the fuck are you gonna you create a system that's so bad where like that's a lot of blood on your hands. That's mental fucking what's the word? You're killing people in the mind. That's mental. That's like mental castration. Like this shit is crazy. And you really can't. And when you really think about it, like when I sat down and I thought about it, I'm like, you have to literally understand why people are really fucking retarded. I'm smelling that smoke again. I think this stupid fuck has his window open and he smokes in the house. But you got to think about it. Like most people, they work these 9 to 5 jobs and shit. And I remember I was renewing my fucking EBT like a fucking like 6 months ago, and this stupid ass bitch is all like, I have to read over. Do you have a couple minutes? I have to read over the policy your EBT benefits, and if you have any questions, you could just interject. And then she was reading the things like, do you know that you cannot do the EBT? Do you know this? Have you got caught for selling $300 or more? Like, she has to repeat that shit fucking at least a dozen or more times every fucking day. The fucking dumbass, stupid bitch, son of a gun caseworker, or her stupid retarded ass working for the government. Anybody who works for the government needs to fucking drop dead and just fucking die. You're a fucking piece of shit. Like, how you work for the government? Like, they say, oh, they're laying off federal employees. Good. I hope they don't find work. I hope they fucking, like, they should be lucky that they're fucking getting laid off and not dying from fucking cancer or dying from some disease or getting their fucking head chopped off and brutally mutilated. Because you deserve that and 10 times worse if you work for the government or you have any affiliations with the government, because you're a fucking piece of shit. But this stupid, dumbass, retarded ass dickwad, do you know this? Do you know this? How the fuck do you live your life reading that shit every day? How have you not fucking offed yourself, you stupid, dumbass bitch? You read this shit every fucking day for what? For no reason, over something that's so fucking stupid. Just for somebody to get some fucking food, they gotta get a fucking fake ass plastic card, and you got this other fake ass system. It's all fake. It's all retarded. It's not real. It's dumb. And I was like, well, why can't you just make the food free? A bird eats every fucking day, but you gotta call, you gotta read this, and the bitch think, well, I'm getting paid for it, getting paid fake ass money. The people who make the money don't even use the fucking money. Stupid bitch. So it's like you're not even getting anything of value from this fucking system. And then she reading this shit, and then she bitch goes home and wonders why she's mentally ill and fucking can't even comprehend basic mechanisms of fucking reality and life. Bitch, because your mind is so fucked up. You're like, your mind is so caught up doing that monotonous shit. So the only thing you can think about is that the Friday or Saturday or the weekend and that little peon bullshit that you think is fun, which is not. Like, most people are, like, everybody's miserable. Most people have confused happiness with survival. So a person who makes $200,000 a year, they're not happy. They're just surviving, and their concept of happiness is, at least I can make rent, at least I can have money to rent a car or play a video or buy this new TV. But bitch, you don't even have enough time to even spend to watch the TV, to play the game, because you're out here working. So you're just happy over the fact that you can afford something and you can pay rent, you stupid fuck. You're not even actually fulfilled in life on the small basis of enjoying what you can buy, because you don't even have enough time to enjoy it. And you're not even happy on the basis of living a fulfilling life, which has nothing to do with material. So bitch, you're all around miserable. Like, this is how retarded people are. It's the society is so backwards. Like, I'm watching this fucking shit on my feed. And this nigga's like, I bought this fucking 83-inch TV. And I'm looking at this nigga, and like, he's all like you can tell, like, this nigga has no time. This nigga's never gonna watch the TV because he has to make money and be in the system to uphold the TV and how to afford it, because he has to pay for all that shit and pay for his rent. So he's not even gonna be able to even have the time to even watch the TV. Whereas the person who has all the time in the world to watch the TV, they can't even afford the TV. So it's like, it's backwards. The people who can afford this shit can barely even spend time to use it because they have to make money, because they're out here hustling to make the money to afford this shit, and they don't even barely have time. And they think that they're so stupid, they don't even think, or it doesn't come to them that they don't have time to enjoy it, because they think they're going to live forever. So time just passes them by, and then, like, they don't even really enjoy their life. Their whole life is just working and thinking about, like, people's happiness is all based upon thought and survival. So what makes the average person who has money, what makes them happy is thinking and knowing that they can buy everything. But when you look at their life and you really scrutinize and look at their life, because I've done it, most of the minutes, seconds, and hours is spent making money for the system. So by the time, like, they're 40, the last 8 years of their life since they were 32, they were working to make money, and the only happiness they got was a small little increments to have fun. But most of it was just the thought of, I can afford this, I could take a trip out here. And even when they do take the trip, it's very short, and then have to go back to work. And they're like, they're fucking retarded. They don't have no true inner happiness. The system's fucking retarded. And then the person who can't even afford any of that shit because they so damn broke, they have all the fucking time in the fucking world, And then it's like they can't even they can't even afford this shit that the people who don't have the time of the world can't afford, and they don't even have time to even use it. That's how fucking retarded this world is. I'm gonna have to go in the back because this stupid son of a bitch is smoking again. This world is fucking lost, man. I swear, like, this shit is crazy. But like, I'm done with this fucking shit. Like, I'm just gonna do me, do what I gotta do. Fuck this damn world. I can give a fuck about anybody in this shit. If you're one of these niggas out here who complain about shit, nigga, kill yourself. And I said, yeah, I said it. Kill your fucking self. I don't give a fuck. They could block this fucking page. I don't give a shit, nigga. Fuck you, stupid ass niggas. Most of you niggas sitting here, well, I don't even want to get into it. Like, you got a bunch of dumbass shit, like, on the internet. Kanye West, all this dumbass shit. Like, I'm not even saying anything. Like, fuck Kanye West. But what irritates me is you got people who entertain that shit. Like, it's like if I see somebody who has a fucking knife and is slitting their throat, and while he's slitting his throat, he's telling me I'm in bliss. I'm not gonna entertain that because I know he's fucking mentally ill. Somebody cutting their wrist, I'm in bliss. This feels good. Somebody sticking a fucking a nailed spike bat in their anus. This feels good. I'm not gonna entertain that because I know he's mentally ill. So when I see people who watch Kanye West, or they watch fucking this DJ Academic shit, or look what Wack 100 did, or look at this fucking, look what this person did, or look, I'm like, the fact that you're entertaining it. I'm not looking at the obvious dumbass Kanye West or Adam 22 or all these other. I'm not looking at the obvious idiot anyway, because I don't even focus on them. I'm looking at you like you're a fucking retard because you're entertaining it, you dumb fucking retard. And like that, it's that shit like that. People entertaining Trump. Did you know what Trump did? Did you don't give a fuck what that stupid ass cracker did? The fuck? I don't care what he did, you dummy. Whatever he's doing, they've been doing this all these fucking years. Ain't nothing new being done. They plan on screwing, like, you acting like they just coming up with this. Most of this shit they've been planning to do. They just have to fucking ease it in, dummy. People should have been woke up. The only reason they're doing these things is because people are allowing it. The government don't have power for shit. People is the one have the power. Why do you think when somebody does some type of sexual crime towards children, people get angry and irate, and therefore when you see, they don't put that shit in the news, or they take that shit really serious, because people take that shit serious. If people had the same anger over a child getting abused, if people had that same anger for paying bills, paying rent, and was like, hell no, we ain't doing that, and they had that say, we about to go chop a nigga's head off because we have to pay rent or money, we gotta spend money, what the fuck is money? And people have that same anger, watch how fast that shit will stop. Just like that pedophilia shit, people don't play with it. You get known for that, or somebody suspects that your life is like in jail, you can't live no more. But yet you got these stupid ass niggas in jail paying for commissary. Bitch, commissary should be free. The federal government, aka the government, the mercenaries of this corporation, they kidnapped you and put you in a prison, you stupid fucking big ass blue. You fucking dumbass. And then you're sitting here paying for commissary. You want to go get high in jail. They're going to tell you, oh, we're going to add another 10 years sentence. And your stupid ass thinks that's normal. Fuck out of here. That's how dumb this fucking world is. But yet, some nigga who didn't even fucking do anything to your child, you're willing to go and risk your life to kill this nigga and spend 10. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, nigga. I'm not killing nobody or doing nothing to nobody if it ain't my family or my people. I don't give a fuck. That ain't my fucking problem. I'm gonna risk my life to some motherfucker. For what? Oh, look what he did. The only reason I can see somebody doing that is they're really fucking stupid, or maybe they were really triggered because something happened to them when they were young and they feel like they need to enact that because it brought back I don't know. You just got to be fucking retarded. But I ain't risking my life, dumb motherfucker. But you got niggas that will risk their life for some shit that has nothing to do with them. But then when it's other shit that can actually change the system to make everybody live better, everyone just acquiesces to that shit, nigga. Fuck out of here. And people want to say I'm crazy. Nigga, fuck you. Ooh, stupid ass world. Shit's fucking ridiculous. And we got the dumbass fucking, you got idiots out here. Like, this is why everyone's a fucking retard, because we got the education system. That's why everyone's retarded. is we got college and we got the education system, and then you got a bunch of dumbass fucking boomers and shit, and even some of these millennials, they're fucking retarded, telling the Gen Z to go to school. To go to school. If the only thing you could tell a motherfucker to go to school, it's a wonder why niggas in the hood are fucking spinning the whole block and killing everybody in that bitch. Because you got a bunch of stupid nigger fucking boomers, dumb bitches that only could tell they fucking nigger children to go to school. Ain't no fucking body want to go to a damn school. And it's not about not wanting to learn. Bitch, teach them something important. Nobody gives a fuck about art history. Nobody gives a fuck about Michelangelo and that bitch ass faggot pedophile ass nigga who probably didn't even fucking exist, because all them crackers that you learn about, they fuck with little kids, they faggots, they hated niggers, and they fucking did a bunch of weird shit, but you gotta learn about them. Fuck out of here, stupid ass niggas. You niggas need to wake the fuck up. And then they wonder why the kids are so lost and shit. Like when you look at a grown ass adult, when I look at people that are my age, like when I was young and I looked at people my age, I was like, okay, they're an adult. I don't want to say that, like, I would say, okay, they're an adult, they must know something when I was very young. But then when I look at people my age now, it's like, no, they don't know shit. You just got a bunch of stupid bitches and a stupid niggas who think they know shit, and based upon their tone and how they talk, it's easy to, it's not even easy no more, because Gen Z is actually starting to wake up. It's easy back then to like convince them that they know more. But they don't know a goddamn fucking thing, because if they knew a goddamn thing, why the fuck is the system the way it is? Didn't you say to go vote? Didn't you say to go do this? Didn't you say to go do that? That doesn't make no fucking sense, because if you said go vote, go believe in Jesus, bitch, it's 2025. You've been saying go vote and believe in Jesus for generations, but look what the society's getting worse. People are getting dumber. So obviously that shit don't fucking work. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Like, it doesn't work. Look at the reality and what it is. People have actually gotten dumber. People are actually more lost, more depressed, more fat, more obese, more retarded. Yeah, that don't make no sense. How does that even happen? I thought voting was supposed to work. It doesn't work. Look where it's at. All these dumb. I remember I told you niggas before Trump got into office. I said if Trump gets into office, things are gonna get worse, because they have to make the world get worse. The world has to, these Europeans are in the position they're in, the world has to get worse. Just like if I dump some water on my fucking head, it has to get wet. It can't be dry, because that's not the laws of physics. Just like that, if the European cracker piece of shit faggots, Jewish fucks are in the position they're in, the world has to get worse. But they have to convince you that it's not, because they need to like save face and make it like they have to, because the best way to win against your enemy is to make your enemy think that they're your friend. So that's where voting and all this shit comes in. So they'll have this stupid cracker Donald Trump. We're gonna steal your money, and we're gonna call it a tariff, but we have to do it because you're gonna have to feel the pain. No pain, no gain. And you got these stupid crackers. Well, we're just gonna feel the pain. Like, shut your stupid ass up, nigga. If it can't happen now, nigga, then it's a fucking scam. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, you stupid fuck. Fucking dumbass. And then like they got it like sewed up where you got even these like fucking conspiracy and these people who think they're spiritual talking about how Mercury retrograde and how Venus retrograde is the reason why Donald Trump's tariffs are happening, because it's Venus retrograde and the markets go down and Venus. Shut your fucking stupid ass up, nigga. Wake the fuck up. Using astrology for this shit, you stupid fuck. This is why I say motherfuckers need to just fucking off themselves, to be honest. Niggas need to just literally just fucking off themselves. I'm starting to kind of think like a lot of the reasons, like I don't even want to say this because I don't want to, because don't give the people who create these situations the problem, they're gonna get what's coming to them. They're gonna get what's coming to them. They're already getting what's coming to them. So a lot of the people who even start this system, like they already got what's coming to them, because nobody lives forever and shit. So, but I'm starting to think like a lot of this shit like is like collective karma. Like people are just, everyone is not doing their own shadow work. When you don't do shadow work, you create negative situations in your life. That's like common sense. So a lot of people collectively aren't doing shadow work. So individually, they're creating negative situations in their life. Don't get me wrong. I understand there are things out there that cause problems, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to create some type of karma for yourself for lack of shadow work. And if so many people, if you have 1 billion people doing that on the planet, it's gonna add up energy, and it's gonna create a situation where you have shit like inflation, and you have people like having to work these shitty jobs, and you got fucking all these other problems in life that you say, why the fuck is this happening? But then when you look at each individual that complains about this, it's like they deserve it. I don't like to say that because I don't like to give the motherfuckers who make this shit, because they're gonna pay for that shit. But I look at it like a lot of these motherfuckers literally deserve it. Like I see this motherfuckers and to be honest, like I'll say like a couple years, like probably like 3-4 years ago, probably like 5 years ago, when I used to see people in the victim mentality, I used to kind of feel sorry for them and be like, oh, okay, the world's fucked up. But then I had a realization like a couple years ago. I had a realization, and when I had this realization, it actually made me feel better, because it made me feel that nobody's a victim. And when I had this realization that nobody's a victim, I started looking at people's lives, and the people who complain about, so like you'll see somebody who complain about a narcissist, but then I'll see them make little snide remarks and do things that they were saying other people do. It's like two people, one person believes in Islam and one person believes in Christianity, but you cannot convince the other that they're wrong. So somebody who's always saying, oh, this person's a narcissist, this person's a demon, this person's an agent. Okay, if this person's an agent narcissist, then you have to at least be that as well, because I don't see, like, when I go out in the world, I see so many people that are fucked up, but then the people I see that are fucked up will say the world is fucked up. So I'm looking at like maybe there's like a filter that people have, and they don't see what they're doing, but they can only see what other people are doing, and just from that alone, that's the reason why like they're fucked up, because like they're doing fucked up shit, and as a result it happens to them, but then they don't know that they're doing it. So like the narcissist person, when I see them complain about narcissists, I can look at them and be like, you have those qualities as well, but it's not in the same way as the other person they're saying, but it's still in a way that it may not have anything to do with what they're calling somebody else a narcissist. Like they're a narcissist in a different aspect of life. It's like one person's a narcissist in a Capricorn way, and the other one's a narcissist in a Libran way. Just to give you an example, it's still a narcissist, but it's in a different way. One person's more upfront about it, more person's more slick talking about it, more trying to be like he's cool with everyone about it. Like, no, but you're still a son of a bitch, but you don't know it. That's why I'm like, when I'm starting to see a lot of these people who bitch and complain and shit, I'm like, okay, I can see why, like, they're in, like, you'll see somebody complaining about inflation, but then they'll go and waste money on like a bunch of dumbass stupid shit, and they'll say, well, it's because I don't have money to do anything, so I have to go and spend money to have fun because I've been working all day. Bitch, who the fuck said you've been working all day, or that you're supposed to treat yourself after working hard? Bitch, you make that shit up in your fucking mind. That's the reason why you're a fucking failure, dumbass bitch. But then you'll go and talk shit about somebody who's addicted to heroin and they need to stop being on drugs, but you're doing shit that you're addicted to that you can't get off the drug. Stupid fuck. This is why I say, like, people are just dumb as fuck in this world. This shit is crazy. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. And at the end of the day, actually, I take that back. I am fucking perfect. And who the fuck says I need to be perfect or not be perfect? Look at me how the fuck you want to look at me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Like, you see the title, you see my past videos, I don't give a fuck what you niggas think. You can look at me however the fuck you want. Take the message and that's it. You can look at me however, well, what about you? You know, I don't give a fuck. I don't gotta explain myself for a goddamn thing. All I'm saying is this is my motherfucking channel. I say whatever the fuck on my channel. And I'm gonna talk my shit in disrespect on my channel because it's my channel. So I don't give if you could look at me like, oh, where's your solution? I don't gotta give shit to you. And if you think, oh, where's my solution? I'm not giving no solution, and I don't have one, and I don't want to get one. And if I had one, bitch, you gotta pay me some money to get it, or give me something for it. But as far as right now, I don't have one, and I'm just complaining. So, bitch, you can look at me like that. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you think. This is what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I ain't getting paid from this shit. Ain't nobody paying my motherfucking bills. So why the fuck I gotta prove? And like a lot of these dumbass niggas on YouTube. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but this and that, or not to be mean, or not, like that. Like they gotta explain themselves. Like, why the fuck I gotta explain myself to you? Like, first of all, nigga, look at the society we're in. Nigga, you have to be mentally ill to even be in this society and been in it. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, this society causes trauma on everyone. So first of all, this is a bunch of we're all around a bunch of fucking lunatics. Ain't nobody sane. There's just people who are less insane who are actually bringing more, which I respect that. But to be honest, nigga, 99% of people, 0.9% of people are fucking insane, and the 0.1% of people, they're just at a level where they're able to. It's reasonable. They still fucking crazy too. But I like this is some crazy. This is some real shit. Shout out to Arda, and I'm gonna get to all you comments. See, the title is awesome. Like, this title is real. It's a real title. People do need to fucking alter themselves, and they need to actually kill themselves and commit suicide. And I fucking said it. They can go and block this fucking channel. I don't give a fuck. Fucking retarded ass YouTube, dumbass shit. Like, these motherfuckers, like they got the whole AI shit where you can't even say nothing disrespectful. This fat ass bitch, fucking. I seen this video. This fat ass bitch is like, oh, I only got $20 to spend, and before I need my next paycheck, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna spend. This fat ass stupid bitch bought a fucking case of Mountain Dew, and fucking went and got some Wendy's, right? And I'm looking at this bitch like, okay, yeah, I guess she needs that because she's got to, just like a bodybuilder got to keep up with his fucking pecs and his biceps by doing push-ups. This bitch got to keep up with that tight ass, fat ass jawline with some Wendy's and Mountain Dew. So she got to get her fucking, her necessities, her fucking, her shit she needs to keep up that fucking routine, to keep that fat ass, tight ass goddamn jaw. So I said something, I didn't even swear. And this fucking dumbass shit fucking blocked my goddamn comment. But then I went and I was like, let me just see something. I left the most stupidest, dumbest, retarded comment. Like, good job, or just some dumbass shit. And they didn't block it. So like they have the AI work, because I don't even swear. Like, I don't even need to swear, like, to disrespect. So I like, that's how fucking much, like, you, because they have the AI where if you say something, even if you don't swear, it still picks up that you're disrespectful, and it will block your shit. Like, because they updated, they're constantly updating it and shit. So I guess they just had an update, whereas before you have to leave a cuss word, and then you just say something. And I before I used to not leave a cuss word, and it used to block my shit. It used to not block it, but now they made it where it blocks it even if you don't leave a cuss word, because I guess they updated it a little bit more. But it's fucking retarded. And then they got all fucking upset and shit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, YouTube's retarded, because YouTube at the end of the day, they're more because I notice on the other apps it's more lenient, but YouTube it's more like it's a federal operation. Like, YouTube right now is a project. It's a federal project like they're doing experiments, and it's like a federal operation, so they really don't want you going, like, they want to keep YouTube a certain way. But for certain, this is why Instagram, you can kind of get away with a little bit more shit. Certain apps you can get away, say things, but like YouTubers, like, they're hella stringent on it. And even with the views, like TikTok, Instagram, you can get views more. YouTube is because it's like a federal operation. Most people are on YouTube right now, and they're trying to control it and manipulate it, because they use YouTube to push emotional, like, outlooks, to make you think a certain way. So like, they want everybody to think like all women are this way, or all men are this way, or the economy, or people are broke, or this or that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like some of those don't have truth in it, but they're trying to push it in a way where when you aren't on YouTube and you're walking out in the world, you have this shit on your mind, and then it manifests you to not do shit, and it manifests certain situations because so many people are thinking so much. But that shit's not really working, because like I said, there's reality and then there's the internet. So they can make all this fake shit online, but then when you go into reality, that's where life and reality is, like, the whole, like, you go on the internet and they could try to control the internet with their little algorithm, but then when you go on live, you have that energy, that natural primal energy is for truth and alignment that controls life. So you could be thinking all you want to do all you want. At the end of the day, if you need your ass whooped, you're gonna get your ass whooped. If you need something to happen to you, this is why you see a lot of these, like, they don't tell you a lot of shit on the internet. Like, a lot of these politicians and shit, and a lot of these actors, and all of these celebrities and these people, like, shit happens to them. Just because you don't see it on the news doesn't mean, like let me give you an example. There was a celebrity, I forgot what it was. I think like Denzel Washington, like he like something. At least I seen a news article like he fucking like had an injury or something. Or was a celebrity. He had an injury, but then when they said it on the news, they were like he had an injury 7 months ago. Or like, and I'm like, why are they just talking about it now? Or like when you see the P Diddy thing, how he beat the brakes off that bitch's ass, and it was in 2016. See, back in 2016, you probably were like, oh, nothing's happening because I don't see it on the news. But now you see it, like, so things are happening every day because the transits, the astrology doesn't like it doesn't lie, niggas. It's gonna whoop your ass regardless if you need your ass whooped. Things are gonna happen to you. A lot of these people in these positions, like a lot of shit happens where they don't disclose it on the news, so they have to make you think a certain way that everything is good, but it's really not. Or like even if something like bad is happening, they need to make it where you don't think of it that bad because anything you see on the news or on YouTube like that, they already have a control over it. Anything that they don't have a control over and that they're like trying to get their shit together, you don't hear anything about it until they get it together. So, because this is life. Life is always going to throw problems and issues at you. So, like when you're having a system like this, and you're running it, it's going to cause a lot of problems and issues and traumas that you got to deal with behind the scenes that they're not going to disclose because they have to make you look like they're not swayed. That's why every time you see the president, these politicians, they always show them like in a suit and tie. You never see like Trump in some regular clothes, or you always see him in a suit and tie, and you always see him looking a certain way. But if you look at these niggas out, you can tell they're going through some shit like spiritually or something. Like their eyes, like fucking, you could just see it in their eye, like they getting their ass whooped spiritually or some shit. Like some of these motherfuckers, like you can kind of tell, like even like that, like just you could just see it. Like I don't know if you guys can see, you can see. Like a lot of these motherfuckers, like the shit that they're doing is it has a lot of negative karma, and they're paying for it. Like these niggas have nightmares, they got a lot of mental illness, and a lot of shit that it may not play out externally, but spiritually, mentally, they're going through. Like they have a lot of nightmares, a lot of terror, mental illness. A lot of their children probably going through some shit that they don't talk about. It's a crazy shit. But they have to use the internet to give you like a sentiment, like everything is a certain way. That's why they have to have like when you see like pictures of politicians and big celebrities, they always catch them and they always show you this like they show you the same type of picture. They'll never show you just a picture like of them out in public or something. Like, don't people have pictures and can catch this person in public? Or you see what I'm saying? Like fucking Bill Gates, for example. Like you don't ever see a picture of him like in a regular store or nothing. Like you always see a picture of him like in a podium or like, where does this thing even exist? Or like maybe he does exist, but like any picture that comes, they make sure, because there's like certain filters they have where even before, like if somebody takes a picture of somebody and it gets on the internet, they have certain filters where they could delete everything. So it's like, and then they don't put it on the news. So you even though like let's like I would go and take a picture of something and they don't want it on TV. Even though like I put it and upload it on my page, they'll have a system where it takes it down from everywhere on the internet, and you won't be able to find it, and they won't make a news article about it. And if you try to make a news article, they'll make it look like you're just making fake news. So it's like it never, whatever that actually happened, it's like it never happened. But you guys are so caught up in like, oh, it's the news, everything on the news. Or when you see the P Diddy thing, you think the whole world's talking about it because that's how they made it look like. Whatever they want on the internet, they want you to think the whole world's talking about it, but in reality, that's not how it is. It's like it could be a fucking. Remember in like a Men in Black, how they had the UFO and the people seen the UFO, and then they took a picture of the people and it made them forget. It's kind of like that, but they have other mechanisms to do it to like where if something were to happen, it doesn't get seen. It doesn't get seen and shit. And then they use YouTube as a way to like do shit like that to make you look like you're crazy, or if they want to like talk shit about somebody, flame somebody for like ruin somebody's image and shit, and make you like make up a story. Oh, this person did this, but the person probably never even did that. Like it's all fucking fake. That's why I said this whole shit is fake. It's a big federal operation. This whole YouTube shit is a big federal. That's why like they take this shit hella serious. And the thing is, though, it's getting more faker and faker by the day. So it's like I don't understand like how it's gonna even like because it has to keep getting more fake eventually until the cat's out of the bag and then people realize it's fake and it has to go back to normal, or at the very least, what's gonna happen is all this shit that they try to make you pay attention to, everyone's gonna look at it like a joke. So then at that point, like if it gets to that point, it may even get to like they end up having to do actual real shit that's fucked up to force people back. Because right now, a lot of the shit they do is fake and is not even real. But like, if people wake the fuck up, they might even actually start doing real fucked up shit to make it where you're forced to actually pay attention and get back in that. But right now, they're not really doing it that much because like people don't they don't need to take it that fucking far yet. That's what how I'm looking at it. So I'm gonna read some of these comments. Fuck all these old ass crackers. Like, for real, these stupid ass crackers. They need to hurry up and die to fuck off for real. Like for real. Like that's what I'm kind of seeing. Like this is probably why they're bringing in artificial intelligence, because in the next 20, 30 years, a lot of these old ass crackers are gonna die off. I was going by a construction worker, a construction site, and when I look at all the construction workers, like over 80% of them niggas is old as fuck. Ain't no Gen Z want to be no construction worker. Millennials, not really. No, not even. Most of them are like in their 40s and their 50s, and those niggas are going to be retired. Their back's going to be hurt. They're not going to be able to do the fucking construction work because they're going to have to retire. They're going to be too old to do it. So by that time, which will probably be the next 20, 30 years, they're going to fully. This is why there was an article and this nigga Bill Gates saying within 10 years, AI is going to replace everything. They literally have to have it because most of the people who doing these shitty ass jobs like construction and electrician, ain't no Gen Z want to be no fucking plumber, be no fucking electrician. The only people who want to be plumber, electrician is the old generation, which are they're in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and those are the people. 60s, they getting ready to retire. Even 50s and 40s. In the next 20, 30 years, they're out of there. They're not going to be, who the fuck's going to be an electrician plumber at age 80, especially with all the food and all the unhealthy food and all the bullshit. Now people are going to be more sicker than the older people back then. So they're going to have to bring in AI to replace it because ain't no Gen Z got to be ain't no Gen Z wants to be no plumber. Every Gen Z wants to just fucking be on TikTok and make videos talking about nothing. And can you blame them? Because you got fucking 90% of videos on YouTube of niggas making money talking about nothing. The fuck is DJ Academics making money talking about fucking nothing? So when you see all these Gen Z, they watch stupid shit like Mr. Beast and shit, like fucking spending money, giving money away that he fucking just gets from fucking some Jewish fucking people. They give him money and he makes a video giving money away, and that's how he makes his money. How can you blame Gen Z for just wanting to sit on their ass to make money and talk? The fuck? You got a nigga who gets money given to him and he makes a video of giving money away to make money. And then they complain why the Gen Z want to sit on their ass to make money, not talking about shit. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's the whole, what the fuck is all of YouTube? What the fuck is like 98% of YouTube? A bunch of niggas talking about nothing, making money. But then even some of these niggas would be in their ego. All the Gen Z wants to do is make money and they think it's easy. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bitch. It is easy. It is easy. What's easy? Going to fucking work a shitty ass job at McDonald's, standing on your feet in that fucking drive-thru every day for 15 fucking hours, or just sitting on your ass talking about something that's not even fucking important. Gaming is not important. The economy and you talking about it the way you're talking about it, not important. The stupid niggers wanting liberation, not important. I don't know what the fuck Trump is signing, not important. I don't know. Everything, like literally everything you see is not important on YouTube. Like 98% of the shit is not important. And then, so like, the fuck? You can't blame them. It's just entertainment at the end of the day. It's literally the new Hollywood. Literally the new, like literally. It's the new hot because nobody watches movies no more. Nobody goes to the theaters. Nobody watches movies no more like they did. Yeah, some people go, but it's not like how it was popping before. Before, when they had a movie on Friday, everybody was going. That shit was lined up. Everybody went. And like nowadays, nobody goes because the energy's different. I don't want to say like it's because the movies always suck. Movies were never good. Most movies always sucked. It's people say, oh, because the movies suck. No, nigga, movies always suck. We're just in a different ship, and now all their programs you can see right through it. So that whole acting program and watching an actor on a big screen, you can see through it. So when you watch it, it doesn't have the same oomph. It doesn't have the same energy as it did like in 2009, 8, before like the 1990s, where you were able to watch the shit and it felt more real. Now when you watch a fucking actor movie, you're like this shit is fake. This nigga's just there for the money. Even when you see like a lot of these old actors, like they did fucking like they had like the first movie, I think it was like Good Burger, and then like back then that movie sucked back then, but when the energy was more different. And even when they did it, it was more like you're more in a haze because we were in a different age, so everything looked different. Time and space was more elongated. So when you watch more dumbass third dimensional shit back in the day, it was more entertaining. Now we're in a different ship where we have to evolve. So when you watch this shit, it's not entertaining. And even when you see a lot of these actors, when you see them act, you can kind of see like they're just forcing it. Like fucking there was this one commercial I seen, and like you could tell, like I think it was like the nigga from Good Burger or some shit, or I think it was like Will Ferrell. It was one of these fucking actors, and like you could tell like he was faking it. Like he was doing like it was a scene where he had to dance and like say something silly, and you could see that he didn't even like he was, you know, when somebody's depressed and sad, or they're just miserable, or they're not feeling, like they're just not feeling it, but they're trying to be funny. Like they had that energy, like they're trying to be funny, but like he's just there for the check. Like it wasn't authentic. Where before he was there for the check, but before he was excited about the check, and he was more, and so he was able to do it. But now it's like he probably got so much shit going on because all of these spiritual shifts is slapping the fuck out of all these niggas. So now it's like, while they're acting, they have a whole bunch of shit on their mind and shit about other shit, so they can't really fully be in the mode to act. So you can kind of see it, and like when they do it, like I saw a lot of these old ass celebrities who they try to do new movies now, they fucking suck. This is why I told you Will Smith, he can't be entertaining unless he has another dude fuck his wife, or he slaps somebody because they made fun of that bald-headed bitch. That's the new Will Smith. So in order for Will Smith to bring out that entertainment side, he has to have another nigga fuck his bitch, or he has to slap some nigga for making fun of his bald ass bitch or some shit like that. That's how he get his old Will Smith entertainment back, because nobody looks at him as he's entertaining. He can't do I Am Legend 2. He can't do what's that other video he did with that fucking his faggot son that he kissed on the lips? The one he did in San Francisco where he would have to be some day trader or some shit. Whatever. He can't do a sequel of that fucking movie anymore because he can't do it, because it won't be entertaining, because we're in a different ship, and all these niggas, like, they're lame. So now they have to have YouTube to bring it in, and eventually YouTube's gonna die the fuck out. You already guys gotta see it dying out a little bit. You see it dying out a little bit. Pretty soon it's gonna die out. They're gonna have to have something else. They're gonna have something else. And a lot of the reason why YouTube's dying out is because videos like mine, people talking real shit, exposing this shit for what the fuck it is. To be honest, YouTube is already dead. The only thing keeping it alive, in my opinion, for the most part, is the kids, like the little fucking Gen Alpha. Because a lot of these kids, they watch a lot of these dumbass channels like Kai Cenat. You're not gonna tell me a grown ass millennial or somebody who's even most Gen Z, they ain't even watching that shit. That shit is mostly Gen Alpha. That most of those clicks and views come from the younger generation, like children. So they're fucking retarded. They don't know. So eventually when they get older, they're going to be like, this shit's fucking lame. So it's like, it's going to be a different generation. Every generation is different. Yeah, but fuck all these old ass crackers, to be honest. Yeah, all them niggas either fake said or said useless cracker shit. Everyone on YouTube is fake, damn near, except for like probably like 2% of people. Literally, you can count them on fucking both hands. And I'll be honest, yeah, there's not that many real ones on YouTube, to be honest. I look at it like, unless you're just trying to be entertained, and it's not even that for me, because that shit doesn't entertain me. None of that shit entertains me at all. That shit is like, it's not funny. Like, I never found skits funny. Like, I've never found skits funny. Even when I look at somebody, like when I look at a skit, I'm like, this shit is not, I literally don't laugh. Like I put this on everything. I don't laugh. Like that shit's never funny. I'm like, how the fuck do people find this shit funny? Like I remember back in the day when shit was funny, it was like even like Jackass. That shit was funny. Like when they were like doing some crazy shit, like that shit's more funny than a fucking skit. When they were like busting their ass, the new Jackass was trash. But I remember back in the day when they had the original Jackass, the first one, back like shit like that. That shit was funny. Or when they had like fucking like just certain like fucking shit back in the day, it was like funny. Like when they had a show and it was about something, and then when we were watching the show, it was you were like immersed in it where it was like kind of real, like kind of like Jackass, it was real shit. Or then you had like other shows that were like comedies that were like a cartoon, or like Family Guy back in the day. That shit was kind of funny. Not the new shit, but the old shit back in the day. Like but it was based on something real. Like the skits is like, okay, they're trying to be funny. Like I always looked at a skit, I was like, they're trying to be funny. Like it's never made it's never made me laugh. Like you guys probably think I'm lying, but I've always like every time when I first seen a skit, I was like, oh, this shit is lame. This shit ain't gonna be on. But then I see how popular they're going, and I see so many people watching. I'm like, this is weird. Like I literally thought skits were going to be like, oh, you're a lame ass nigga. You watch skits? Like I used to think that's where skits would eventually inevitably into was you're lame. You watch skits, it would be some lame shit. But it's the opposite. Like everyone watches that, and that should be getting views, and people be thinking that shit's funny. And then, like it made me kind of look at it like, okay, most people in society just don't have they don't have no humor or some shit, or I don't know. It's just weird. Like that shit just never been funny to me. Like, and I'm a funny ass nigga. Like you guys know, I'm funny as fuck. So I know humor and comedy. I've never laughed at a skit. I've never like. And then they had the pranks. The pranks, okay, like the pranks never really been funny to me. Pranks just been really cringy. Like when I see a prank, that shit just cringes the fuck out of me. I literally can't even watch a whole prank most because they're just too cringy. It's like the fuck, like it's just cringy. That's what the first thing that comes in my mind when I see a prank is cringe. I can't even watch it because that'd be too cringe the fuck out. I'm like, okay, this shit is just weird as fuck. Like just going and just doing this weird shit, and it's like. It just ain't funny. Like the only time it'd be funny if the fucking like person probably like damn near beats the shit out of the motherfucker doing a prank or some shit, or the prank doesn't go as the prankster wanted and it goes south. That's probably when it'll be funny because it starts to be on some Jackass shit. It has a Jackass energy. Jackass wasn't really a prank. The beginning one, the first two, not the new lame ass one, but the first two, like that shit wasn't really like a prank. It was like some real shit they actually did, and they really fucking fucked themselves up. Like, okay, these crackers fucking themselves. That was at least funny. It wasn't that funny, but like at least that shit was more funny than the pranks and shit. At least go back to that type of humor, like with Jackass, where they were doing some real shit. The niggas would go and jump off some shit, or if they did a prank, it was like some real shit. Like they went and fucking did some shit like for real. Like nigga had a fucking real like they turned the lights off and they had the fucking anaconda which was poisonous fucking going and shit, and the nigga got bit in the fucking like okay, that shit was some funny shit, some real shit. The prank shit is like it ain't even funny. The only time the pranks get funny is if the pranks turn south and the motherfucker like they have to like call it off, or like it's like it's dangerous or some shit, because that's when it starts to turn real, which that shit's actually funny. But then like it's just retarded. He said you can see. I'll read that. Hold on. Let me read these comments up here for you. Mystical Mister say, how is niggas fat and we're having grocery store problems? That's what I'm saying. Nigga, go to Africa. Niggas over there, they have more food problems than niggas out here. But yet, if you look at them, nigga, like that's one thing I liked about Africa is no matter how like people, they don't like they could be going through the worst shit, but they're always happy. They're always like, you know, Africa, they're always like, oh, they're always like in a good mood. That's one thing about Africa, they always in a good fucking mood. Niggas over here, like they just always depressed and complaining and always down and always had to complain. Like, come on, like they always have that fucking like always like never satisfied shit. That's what they don't like about niggas in America and shit. No one's ever satisfied, and everyone's always like complaining in a complaining mood. And it's not just American. It's weird because even other southern third world countries, like even South America, like that's a third world country, South America, but they have the same complaining energy. That's why you see like you go to South America and you see the third world countries over there. The people there, they're more mentally ill. They're more depressed. They're more like Like you'll see a bunch of poor kids in South America, they'll be more mentally unhinged. But when I went to Africa, you see a lot of poorness there. Nobody's like mentally unhinged. Really, like everyone's always in a good mood, chilling, vibing. Even if they don't have much, they're able to still smile and just keep on going and make do. But other, I'm not gonna just say America, but other third world countries, they'll be more like depressed and like, oh, woe is me. Or even in America, like you see poor people in America, they'll be like, oh, woe is me, and like it's like that European mentality. I think it's the places because South America, U.S., they're more European colonized, even though Africa is has a more of a European influence in South America than Africa. So the places that have more European influence, they're the ones who take on the European traits. So then Europeans are very depressed and miserable. That's why they need a lot of sun. That's why they get pale and they get burnt in the sun because sun is yellow. Yellow is happy, mellow. That's why I say melanin, mellow, melanin. Black people, when they have a lot of, we have melanin, they're more mellow. That's why you see niggas in the hood, they go through all that shit. If white people, you see white people have the highest suicide rate, but then if you look at it, like how is that possible if black people go through more shit in the hood? We go through more economic poverty. Well, not we, because I ain't black, but you know what I'm talking about. They go through more economic poverty. They go through more killings in the hood. I remember this one girl I was talking to years ago when I was at the Job Corps, and she was like, "Oh, my brother passed away like 2 weeks ago, and we had to go to his funeral." And then like the next day, I seen her. She was laughing and joking with her friend, but no, she was crying when she told me. She kind of sad. She's like, "Oh, my brother passed away," and she was sad. But in the next moment, I seen her. She was laughing and joking. But it wasn't like she didn't care about her brother. But she knew how to pick her spirit and move on because there was nothing she could do because he's gone. There's nothing you can do. There's no point of moping. She was able to go on and keep on going. And after like about a month, she was just doing her thing. And it seemed like, I'm not saying maybe she was going something behind closed doors, but you didn't see it in her energy. She was able to just like nothing really happened. And like I see that with more black people than I do white people when it comes to other things, or not even white people, but people who have a lot of European influence. That's what I want to say. Who have a lot of this European influence. They like to mope and be down all the time. This is why like this system is so fucked up, because the white people in these positions, even though they have the resources and they have all this shit, they're still angry and depressed and mope. This is why the whole system is always down. They always have to have a problem. There's always an issue because that European influence is like always depressed because the sun is yellow. Yellow is rules happiness, mellow, melanin. This is why this black people, when you're darker skinned, the sun it retreats to you more in a better way than somebody who's pale because of that melanin, yellow. So yellow is happiness. It's like bright mood. White people or people who have European, I don't want to say white people, because I'm not speaking about all you guys like who watch my channel and people who are like, obviously, there are obviously some white people who are like in a high vibration, so I'm not going to speak like that, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like these European people, they can't take the sun. So therefore, they're more apt to be depressed. They need more external things to be happy, like money. And this is why you see all the bald-headed crackers, they work in the financial district and shit. That's the only way they can make them happy. You take their money away, they're the ones who jump off the fucking 10th story out of that fucking building in New York City and shit with his fucking bald ass. He got hair on the side, but he bald in the middle, his ugly ass hairline and shit. Them type of niggas and shit. And I work in the financial district and shit. Like them niggas, like they don't know, they can't dance. They gotta like, when they dance, they snap and they like they move like straight line. They can't like them type of niggas. Like for real. The reason why is because they don't have enough melanin. And then like then I would say they're melanin, but they're not happy. They have that European gene where they're always moping and depressed, and they keep a grudge on them. And I'm not saying all white people are like this. Just like I'm not saying all black people are like I said, but I'm like the majority, the percentile, the ratio. Look at the ratio. So I don't want to say like all white people are like that and all black people, because I've seen some white people who are down to earth and chill. I see some niggas who ain't shit. So always keep that in mind. But the ratio is that's where you got to look at the ratio, the percentage. There's a majority of black people that I see that are like what I just explained, and there's a majority of white people that I see that are explained. And even when you see a nigga that's upset and angry and has like anger, it's because of a reason. It's because of what the fuck the system put them through and shit. You see what I'm saying? If anything, but Mysterio's right. How you fat and you having grocery problems? That's fucking retarded. You can't be fat having grocery problems. If you fat and you having grocery problems, you ain't having grocery problems. You having fucking addiction problems, and you just feeding for your fucking addiction. That's what you're having. You need to get your problems situated. You don't have grocery problems. You have craving problems. You have addiction problems. A lot of niggas can do well with a 3-4 day fast. A lot of these niggas complaining, if they fasted for 3-4 days, they'll feel a lot more better. They can do well for a 3-4 day fast. There's one nigga I seen. He's all like, he's all fucking. I told him to do a fast, right? He said his tongue was burning him for like 3 months. The last 3 months, his tongue was burning him, and he didn't know why. I was like, do a fast for 3 days. He did a fast for like the first day, he's like the burning cut in half. It's not even burning. It's a sizzling now. He's like, it's sizzling. It's not burning like it was. And I'm like, see, he didn't even know what the fuck it was. I didn't even know what the fuck it was. He just said my tongue has been burning for the last 3 months. Like when you eat something hot, I'm like, go do a fast. And this is my cousin's friend. I'm like, this dude do a fast for 3 days. He couldn't make it to 3 days. He did a day and a half. He's like, I only did a day and a half, but my tongue's not even burning like that. It's sizzling. This is from a day and a half. And he said this shit's been happening for like 3 to 4 months. He's like, I don't know what the fuck this shit was. And it wouldn't go away. He said it was getting worse. So it wouldn't go away. So that's what I'm saying. This shit, like a lot of people can do well with a fucking fast. A lot of people can do well. Shout out to Famous Mal. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read some more of these comments. My bad if I kind of keep rambling, because I want to read some of these comments. Go off yourself is what you're doing. Exactly, and then they get upset. He's right. They'll say, "Oh, you can't tell somebody to commit suicide. That's wrong. You're wrong." You're like, shut the fuck up, nigga. You niggas tell people that you guys may not tell people. What if they do tell people, like make Famous Mal, but their actions, like how the fuck you gonna somebody who's mentally disturbed, they have mental illness. I know people who are mentally ill, people who are autistic. One dude I met that I gave a ride, and I knew the dude you guys that I talked to you guys, I got him a 10. This nigga was literally autistic. He has social cues. Like this nigga would get into fights all the fucking time. I had to fucking pretty much explain to people like this dude's kind of slow and shit, because this nigga would get into fights all the time because he doesn't know how to communicate, because he has like fucked up social cues. So he'll say things that is disrespectful, but he doesn't know. And then like, cause the way it is, and then I would have to like literally be like, this dude, he don't really know. They don't even give him fucking, like, he has social security. Come on, dude. He has social security, but he had a beneficiary or some, I don't know what the fuck they call it. She had to watch his money. Because uh-oh. Damn, this stinks in there. It was a beneficiary, and she had to watch his money. And then he had like $3,000 in a bank account, and she will only give him like $100 a day. And like, I'm like, why can't she give you the money? He's like, oh, they don't trust me with his money, which I can kind of see, because this nigga, he don't know how to fucking like handle money. But I'm like, at least like this nigga didn't have nowhere to stay or nothing, and he had like $3,000. And he wanted to go fucking get a hotel and get like pay rent and do whatever. The bitch wouldn't give him money, and I'm like you're trying to make this nigga kill himself or something. Like I'm like looking like, why don't they like at least help this nigga out, like at least do something. And like I've seen people get denied for social security, and then like they'll go work a shitty ass job somewhere, and like they can't even maintain that, and they're like mentally ill. And I'm looking at these, and I'm like, god damn. And it's like and it's like the system tries to kill people. And then they fucking like raising the rent, raising the price of food, while cutting other fucking necessities, while raising. It's like, and then people are so dumb, like they don't see, like, nigga, the government doesn't fuck with you. Like people are looking at it like, oh, they're cutting social security, or they're cutting payments, or they're making tariffs, but then they're getting rid of this, and they're cutting hours, and they're bringing in AI. How are we supposed to survive? It's like, no, bitch. It's not that how are you supposed to survive. That shouldn't be your question, you dumbass. Your question should be like, the government don't fuck with us, and what do we do now since we know the government don't fuck with us? And once people start talking like that, then you'll find a solution. Dumbass, like, how are we supposed to survive? You get a side hustle. Get it. Shut the fuck up. If I hear the word side hustle one more time, I'm about to go upside your fucking head. Stop with the fucking dumbass shit. The question should be, now that we know that the government don't fuck with us, which we should have been known that since they fucking enacted their bullshit system, what do we do now? Then if enough people ask that question, then a solution will come. That should be like, it's like, I don't understand anything else that people are talking about. Like, why are you going to entertain? It's like a serial killer comes in your house, and then instead of you fucking getting a gun and blowing his fucking brains out, you're negotiating with him like, can you please not put your fucking shoes on the rug, take your shoes off, and why are you in our house? And can you, like, why are you negotiating with it? If you don't get a gun and fucking blow this nigga's fucking brains out and drag his body and dump it over the fucking balcony, you're an idiot. People are just so stupid, man. Like, asking dumb questions. How do we survive and the inflation's going up? Get 2 jobs, get a side hustle, get in there. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. I swear, man. Like, and then that's the reason. Like, when you see a lot of shit happening in life, I want you guys to look at it like, this is the reason this is happening is not the government. The reason this is happening is because we have a lot of people who fail to realize that the government don't fuck with them. Once enough people realize that, then there's no way, it'll be impossible. The only thing they'll have left is to kill everybody. Is to just go straight up fucking go postal on every fucking body and eliminate the fuck out of everyone. That's what they're going to have to end up doing. Like, for real. Once people get to that conclusion, they'll have to do that or they'll have to acquiesce. And at that point, if they do that, that's just gonna fuck their shit up even worse. And nigga, you're an infinite spirit, nigga. So that I'd rather die like fucking that than die fucking a goddamn slave. And so always keep that in mind. That's the only reason that shit is going on. It ain't like there's something that people need to do to earn it. Because even if you were to get a fucking side hustle, you stupid fucking idiot, who's to say they just up the ante even more? And like people act like they created DoorDash. Like, oh, what'd you do DoorDash? I do a side hustle. I'll make money online. Bitch, every fucking single way you can make money is created by the government, you fucking idiot. They create every way to make money. And if too many people are making money off of that, they're gonna change the laws and they're gonna make it where you can't do it. If everybody started day trading and everybody became a fucking professional master day trader and was making 10,000 a day, if too many people were making money, they will fucking change the law and they'll probably make it illegal to day trade, or they'll make it where in order to day trade you have to spend 100 grand a month, and if you don't have 100 grand then you can't day trade. They'll do something, so therefore that won't work no more. So it's not about going in their system, because when the way the money system is designed, this is why you can't just go on the internet and just make money like that. Every way you make money is about draining energy. In order to make money, you have to take from somebody else and make money to make money, because the money has to come from somewhere. Money is a system where you have to take from somebody to be able to make money, whether it be physically, or you got to take their attention or their health or their time or something. Otherwise, you're not able to make money, because it's a very vampiric system, the way they set it up. Not all money has to be like, but the way they set up their capitalism, there's other ways to set it up where it's more in alignment. But the way they set it up is you have to take from somebody energetically or physically or spiritually or health wise or whatever. Like, well, I want to open a bakery shop, but you're opening up a fucking bakery shop, damaging, hurting people's health, eating that bullshit. Yet you want to have the highest selling product in the whole fucking industry, but if that comes with a cost of a lot of people having to eat that fucking bullshit, dumbass. Even when you say, well, I want to teach people about astrology or spirituality, and I'm not telling you guys don't make your money, go do whatever the fuck you want, and I'm gonna be the last one to tell you that, because you guys know I don't give a shit. But somebody has to be a fucking retard that doesn't know something, therefore you have to teach them something. And I'm not saying don't, but like the way the whole thing is, it's just retarded in a way. And usually the shit you teach them is something they can learn on their own, but they can't because they don't have enough time. They always say, well, you can learn on your own, but it takes time. Nobody has time because you got to fucking spend time making money. The fuck? You don't have time because you got to spend time making money to survive in the system. So you don't even have time to learn in a way to even how to make money. Or if you do, you have to really strategically set up your time a certain way. Shit's crazy. Do you think people will tap in with themselves in 2025? You have to give them the energies are high as hell. No, like anytime you see the spiritual energies getting higher, um, that what that means is the world and the collective for the most part is going to be even worse. So these dumbass spirituals will say, "Oh, the planet, the energies are getting higher, the spiritual energies are getting higher," and they correlate that with like a fifth dimensional bliss. No, it's actually opposite. It doesn't have to be like that. But look at the state of the world. Look how people are, and how the consciousness of people are. So the more the spiritual energy gets higher on this planet, the more you're going to see society look fucked up. You're going to see more inflation. You're going to see more ignorance, more retardation, a whole like the shit you're seeing right now. Like back in the 90s, people want to say it was better. And compared to now, in certain ways, shit was a little better, but it was very dense. It was a lot of negative energy on the planet in terms of everyone was fucking retarded. People were entertained by dumb shit. Even the food was more dense. The food was more, even though you want to say the food tasted better, but it was more unhealthy because it was more rich in unhealthiness. That's why the McDonald's, it didn't taste the same as it did now. A lot of foods had, because the food was more dense. So therefore, even though the physical was more intriguing or like enticing, the spiritual energy wasn't really there. More sick. But as the spiritual energy gets higher, the physical gets more like fucked up in a way. For it doesn't have to be like this. Like I said, it doesn't. But based upon how most people's consciousness are, it's like because nobody wants to get in tune with the energy. So if the spiritual energy is high, you're not in tune with it, then it's gonna whoop your ass. So like really, that's really what it is. So the energy is high, but like look at the way the world is right now. Like if you don't believe me, look at the way the world is. Like ain't nobody really waking up. Shit isn't like people are waking up slowly, but like I said, it's not like in a way where it's fast enough. Because people are almost at a level we're at spiritually and tapped in years ago now. Yeah, the pandemic I feel like set everybody back because once that fucking pandemic hit, like that shit was like a major attack. A lot of people just went back. Like a lot of people you thought were just like spiritual, were like condemning people. Oh, I finally got the little thing. I was sick. I didn't believe it at first, but I got sick. And then I shut your stupid ass up. I seen so much of that, and when I seen so much of that, I literally was like, them motherfuckers won with that. They won that battle with that whole pandemic shit. I feel like that pandemic kind of set people back a little bit because it was just, but in a way it was good because you were able to see the true colors of people. You were able to see like, okay, this person ain't on to shit no more. So you knew not to pay attention to them because you knew, because at this point, like it made you realize that everybody who said they were against the government, they really weren't, because the government did a huge psyop and they couldn't see it. So anybody who was awake was able to look at how deep that this whole mind control program was. It's extremely deep. And you got to remember the pandemic isn't over. Like they never said it was over. They just pretty much said that pretty much you can get out of timeout and go outside, but you got to remember when we had the pandemic, they said the reason for it was because everybody was mingling and everybody was going out to parties, and that's why they had to do it. So what the fuck is everybody doing now? Everybody's mingling and going to parties right now. There's no 6 feet policy anymore, so they can go and say tomorrow, oh, we got to lock everyone down because everyone was mingling. Everybody went to the Super Bowl and they were around each other. So it creates, so and then the same dumbass people are going to believe it. And like, they just got to put a few puppets in. That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit never ended. But the thing is, it didn't really go as they had to cool off with that shit because That's what they got. That's why they got rid of the dislike button. They weren't even going to get rid of it. They just got rid of it then because too many people were like, because there was a lot of people who didn't believe in that shit. So like, but there was a lot of people who did. It was like split. And so that's why they had to get rid of the dislike button. And then the thing, that's why they were going hard deleting people as well, because they couldn't go too far, and then they had to stop that shit. But I don't think it's gone for good. They're gonna probably bring it back if people don't wake up. Yeah, but there's always gonna be something. Like, don't think that there's not gonna be. I'm not saying it's gonna be another pandemic, but there's always gonna be some type of like issue and problem, because every problem. The economy collapse is fake. It's not real. Pandemic, it's not fake. It's not real. So many things are fake, and they're not real. So you got to understand that if it's not fake and it's not real, then anytime they can just bring up something that's fake and not real, and just do it again. Whatever it is, whether it be an economy collapse, because oh, the economy gonna collapse, the economy gonna collapse, bitch. The economy they control the economy, dumbass. There's a bird have an economy. A bird always has a birdhouse. There's no fucking shortage of real estate when it comes to having a birdhouse. There's a bear say the real estate's down. I can't hibernate this winter. I'm gonna be cold in the fucking freezing weather. No, a bird always finds a warm place to stay. Just like a bird always has fish, but yet fish keeps going up. In the fucking, you go to the supermarket, the price of fish go up. But why is a bird able to still eat fish like he was eating fish 10 years ago? How is a bear still able to catch fish? So what the fuck is going on? Why do the human beings have a problem with fish, but the animals are still eating? It doesn't make sense. So that's, you could tell it's not real. It's fake. And then even if you use your common sense and you go to a grocery store, they throw out dozens and dozens of pounds of food per grocery store every day. Probably hundreds of pounds. They throw out so much food because nobody buys it because it's so expensive. There was fucking, I went to Sprouts the other day, and they have like the watermelon spears. And I don't even buy that fucking shit. I just steal that shit because I'm not paying $7 for, because you have to pay. Like, it's this the watermelon. They call them watermelon hearts. They taste hella sweet because they just pretty much get the sweetest part of the watermelon. And like, I don't pay for it. It's like $7 for a small ass thing. I went and I stole like fucking two of them, and then I went a few days, like a day later, and there was still a whole bunch left. And I'm like, nobody bought it because it's $7 for a small ass thing, and they were rotting. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then they were still. And then I went to go get some more like 3 days later, and I didn't even want to take the shit because it was rotten. And the reason it was rotten because nobody bought it, because it was like $7 for a small ass thing. That shit should have been like $2. And then they had another one that was on sale. It was like manager special. Never get manager special. Manager special just means the manager found out that shit spoiled, so he put it on a fucking special price. That's what manager special means. It means manager found out that shit was spoiled. So they say, oh, manager special, 125. That shit fucking looked like somebody just took a shit. Like the watermelon king took a shit in the dump, and they put the watermelon shits on the shelf. That's what it looked like. I ain't no eating that fucking nasty ass shit. That could probably make me sick. What the fuck? I'm gonna sue you guys. Say 125. Get the fuck out of here. Kiss my ass. Talk about fucking manager special. I don't even steal the manager special, nigga. The fuck out of here. Fucking nasty ass shit. And the reason it was so cheap, it was because nobody bought it because it's too expensive. Like, no one's, who would you pay $7 for a small ass piece of watermelon, just the center of it, just because it's sweet? Because if you go get the round, they have the round watermelon, and it was like $4.99. But that shit is horrible. That shit tastes like fucking pesticides, and I don't know. It's just disgusting. Like, you can taste the pesticide and all the fucking chemicals in it. It don't even taste like a watermelon. It's like they mass produced that shit in a Chinese factory. That's how it tasted. I'm like, I'm not eating this shit. Like, how was a whole watermelon $4.99, but just a small part of the watermelon $6.99? Like, if that price difference and the item quality doesn't like click something in your brain, and you're an idiot. Like, a whole watermelon that hasn't been opened yet is $4.99, but just a piece of a watermelon that they cut, and where they cut the watermelon that they cut is probably like a better quality watermelon. Like, if they were gonna put that watermelon that they made the watermelon heart from in the store, the watermelon will probably cost like $9.99 or like $10.99 or some shit. They'll have to, like, based upon their stupid ass shit. So that's why they have to have a whole bunch of cheap ass disgusting shit, because the economy is so bad right now. Is like, they made the economy so bad, even the cheap meat, the cheap food is expensive. So they have to get rid of the expensive shit. Because if they have the expensive shit, nobody will buy it. So now, like, the cheap shit is priced like it's high quality. So if you're dumb, you'll think that, oh, it's high quality, it's expensive, but it's like, no, that shit's cheap. It's crazy. He's like, found you through JD Fred, time flies, man. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that shit was years ago. Yeah. This is why money spurred with everything native Asian. For real. They do a lot of fucking shit. They have the audacity to talk all this shit and do all this, but it's like people forget, like, millions of Native Americans were slaughtered, killed, and disrespected and raped and pillaged just to have this fucking shit. And then people, like, somehow forget, because then they fuck up the history, the education system. They don't teach you shit. So, like, people forget. They don't even forget. They don't even know. In most cases, they don't even. It doesn't even click. They probably hear something of, oh, natives, but then they don't understand, like, all the shit that was, like, went through for them to get this. And then, like, they have that's the thing that always irritates the fuck out of me. It's like, they'll like they'll say they have a law saying you're interfering with commerce. Like, let's just say, like, you went and there's somebody, he did a robbery, right? And they said, oh, they booked him for, like, robbery and interfering with commerce. It's a charge called interfering with commerce. That means you're interfering with the capitalistic system making money. It's literally a charge called interfering with commerce. The only reason they have a freeway is for commerce. It's not so you can go to the next city and see your fucking family or travel to work. Well, it's for traveling for work, but that has to do with commerce. The roads are built strictly for commerce, for money, and all of that. And this is why they could take your license plate and all that, because you don't. They said, if you don't have no, if they don't think you have business driving, then they don't want you driving, because you have to be driving to go to your slave job, commerce, or you're like one of these trucking companies delivering products, aka commerce. So they have a thing called interfering with commerce, but then they come and they kill the Native Americans and slaughter them, and take their whole civilization and interfere with their shit and set up their own shit, which is a shitty ass version of what they had, a crappier version of what they have. So they set up a funky, disgusting ass system that we're forced to participate in. And then they want to have the audacity to say, oh, you're interfering with commerce, we're going to throw you in jail, or you're stealing from us. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. You come and you take from this fucking land and kill all these natives, and then you have the audacity to say somebody's stealing from a store. Kiss my motherfucking ass. Ain't nobody, you can't stealing from no motherfucking store. You motherfuckers came in. It's like somebody coming in your house and taking all your motherfucking products. And taking, and you paying rent. They come and take your house and take it over and take all your shit. And then you stand up for yourself. Oh, I'm gonna get my shit back. Or somebody, even if it's somebody else, they come in your house, but they're your homies. They don't pay rent, but they're your homies, and they come into your house, which was your house, and then the people who took over your house, like, oh, why are you taking my stuff? It's like, motherfucker, like, he has more right to this shit than you. You don't got no right. You just came and you took this house through force and violence, and yet you want to complain that this person's doing something, and then they make a law. That's how you could tell the laws are fake, because the laws aren't based upon, morals. Because, bitch, where's the moral when you came and killed all these Native Americans? But yet, if somebody goes up in Target, takes a candy bar, they gotta go to jail. So that's not based on no morality. That's just based upon these motherfuckers just have a military and they got big ass guns and they have the right to do that because they got military and big ass guns. That's it. It's no moral. They just have big ass guns and then it's just a whole bunch of deboing. They just debo this whole system. That's all it is. It's not based on no moral. It's fucking retarded. And then you got dumbass people like these stupid ass crackers and these rednecks and shit. They go, oh, I'm a patriot. I'm like, shut your stupid ass up, nigga. Go drink your fucking Mountain Dew and eat your little Caesars, you fucking cracker. That's all you know how to fucking do. You don't know shit. Talk about patriot, nigga. You ain't no fucking, you motherfuckers don't even fuck with you. That's why you live in a fucking goddamn trailer park. Stupid ass nigga. Like last time I checked, every white person has to pay rent, bitch. They don't fuck with you, or everybody has to pay taxes. So if you paying taxes and paying rent, they don't fuck with you, stupid ass nigga. Talk about patriot, nigga. Fuck this country, or fuck this system. To be honest, mm-hmm. Shit's ridiculous. Oh, fucking iPad. Hold on. Charge my shit up. But I'm just chilling right now. I'm not even stressed. Like when I speak like this, I'm not even stressed at all. Like I don't even give a fuck about any of this shit. I'm just speaking. This is how I speak. I got a Mercury and a Moon in Aries. So, and we in the Aries season. So I'm just speaking the way I speak. I'm not like sitting here like when this fucking camera goes off, nigga, I live my life. I'm doing my fucking thing. That's it. Like that's all. I don't sit there be stressing over this shit like a lot of these other motherfuckers. Like these other people, like the people I'm talking about who need to fucking off themselves and kill themselves and take a machete to their fucking eyelid. Those type of niggas when they cut off the camera, they be the fucking ones be stressing over this shit 24 fucking 7. Those are the motherfuckers. Like me, when I turn this shit off, nigga, I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing. Like when I'm doing my shit and I'm chilling, I'm like I have a Capricorn North Node, nigga. Like I'm chilling. Like if to be honest, even if I'm doing my thing, like if you talking too much about this system and about spirituality and shit, like you gotta get away from me, nigga. Like just go have some fun and chill and just do whatever. That's just how I am in person. Like talk too much about certain shit, nigga. Like I don't even want to talk about that shit too much. Like get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm just trying to go have some fun, chill, do my thing, and do what I gotta do. The only time I'm serious is when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If I'm not if it's time if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then don't talk to me about spirituality. Don't talk to me about health. Don't talk to me about anything that has to do with. I'm not this motherfucker who just do it for fun. No, it's I'm doing what I got. Like it's like when you go to your 9 to 5, you do what you got to do, but then you go home and you start talking about the 9 to 5. No, you don't. You don't talk about it. But when you're there, you make sure you do it good. And then once you go home, you go home. That's just how I am. I don't stress over this shit at all. Those are the motherfuckers who be talking about they need to off themselves. Who need to off themselves. It's just annoying when I see certain shit, or like when I like they start blocking my shit or doing hella shit, or I see certain dumbass shit. Then I say something about it. Like if I see some dumbass shit on my feed, I have to say something about it. But that's it. I even deleted my other fucking Facebook. And one thing about Instagram, that's I deleted my Instagram too. I'm gonna make another Instagram because before on Instagram, I don't know if this is what it is, but you know when you used to look up certain shit on, you know how they have like the search button where it shows you like videos and um, it's like the search button. I don't know what the fuck they call it, but it's like the search button where it just shows you a whole bunch of videos and posts. It just shows you the video and the pictures and shit on Instagram. And you can just scroll down. But usually, if you like, let's just say I watch stuff about yoga, astrology, it'll show me nothing but astrology posts, astrology videos, and they're like little short videos, and they'll show you. They changed the algorithm where even if you're watching certain shit, it'll still show you dumb shit. Like it was always showing me dumbass shit on Instagram, no matter what. Like I don't even subscribe to astrology, yoga, and every time it would just show dumbass like shit, like retarded videos, and I got so annoyed from it, so I had to just delete that Instagram because the algorithm was just showing me retarded shit, and I could not change it. I don't know how. I don't even go on Instagram like that, so I deleted my Instagram and I deleted my other Facebook. So I'm gonna make a new one, and this new one, oh, I already made a new Facebook. It's called Chauncey Win. So I'm gonna fucking add you guys on. I'm gonna make a I already made the thing. I'm gonna make a group, and then that's good. That group, it's gonna be a fasting group, strictly fasting, and that's it. And we can talk about other shit, but it's gonna be mainly a fasting group. And then you guys can add me on that group. I'm gonna probably make a. I make the page already. I just gotta make the group, and then I'm gonna make an Instagram, and then the Instagram and the Facebook are going to be just mainly me fasting and doing shit about health and fasting. It's not going to just be about other shit because when I'm on social media, like those type of platforms, I want it to be about a certain topic because I don't want to have any of that negative energy because those platforms are very demonic. They have a lot of bullshit on them, and I don't want to attract any of that negative energy on there. That's why I had to delete my other one because there was just so much negativity, just so much bullshit, just retarded shit, just on my feed, like fucking just the dumbest shit ever. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like it's like they have to have some type of AI that's making a lot of these platforms, and I'm not just talking about AI video and AI. I'm talking about AI that's sophisticated where it looks real like this. They have to because like you can't tell me like because you guys will say like oh it's AI and some of these videos like you know how you see the AI videos they look you can tell it's an AI video but I'm thinking there's some videos that look real like this that's AI because there's so much just retarded shit on Instagram that looks like real life but I'm like this has to be AI or like I don't know it's just retarded. It's ridiculous. And it makes sense though if you think about it being real life because like people everybody's like they're trying to make money, they're trying to get famous. So you'll have like most dumbest shit ever. Like a nigga will like just do some dumbass shit, fill the whole fucking suitcase up with fucking Cheetos and fucking start strip dancing in the bag. Like the most random dumbest shit. And I'm like, get this shit off my fucking feet. Like I swear, like people do anything just to get clout and money. And some of this shit be hella fucking disgusting and hella cringy and it's like I can't have this shit on my feed. I'm tired of seeing that's why I had to delete that shit. And like I put up with it for so long because I'll go in there and I'll just like just do my thing and talk, but I was like, I had to delete this shit. I can't have this shit on my feed no more. And some of the shit be like really fucking like disturbing and shit. And like get this crap off. I don't want this crap on. I had to delete it, so I deleted it started all over, and I'm gonna be careful what I like because I had that Instagram for like years, and I was just liking a bunch of shit, and I never when you like a whole bunch of shit, you can't go to each page and just unlike it. It's gonna take fucking forever. So like I had to just delete it. I'm not gonna sit here and unlike everything. And plus, I had like a lot of complaints on those. So if I started a Facebook group, or if I gave you guys my page, and I like they probably would have took my page down because I had a lot of when you get put in Instagram jail or Facebook jail, you only get so many warnings before they ban you and close your account. So I had a lot of bans. So I don't want to open a group and then knowing my fucking no, I don't want to say that, but just knowing how the shit happens, like I make a group and I take it serious and then I leave a post and then that post is a post that bans me and then I had my shit. So I was like, let me just delete it and make a video. Let me just delete it and make a video or make another one. But he said, "Do you think Tate and them copyright? Fuck the Andrew Tate, nigga. I don't know why anybody even takes that nigga serious. They are catching hell even though they still will not." Just because somebody's catching hell don't mean shit. Like anybody, everybody catches hell, nigga. The people who run this government, they catching hell. Nigga, I don't care if he deserves to catch hell if he is. Fuck that nigga. That nigga has nothing intelligent to say. Like what the fuck? Like I don't know why people even pay attention to people like that. Like the only reason you even know of him because they put him there. Like he's not important. He's not fucking somebody who has anything important to say. Like obviously he's a fucking agent. Like the way he talks, the way he acts. Anybody you see who talks in that manner, you can tell they're an agent. Like he's somebody they put up there. Like he's not no one to take serious. He doesn't talk about anything. Everything he talks about is like, because you think about it, you got to look at the context. Don't look at what he's talking about. Look at the energy, the mannerism, the movement. Look at the energy behind what he's doing. Because if you just look at what he's saying, then you're gonna think that he's actually saying something, but he's not. Like he's a puppet. And then when you see the amount of money he has and has all these cars, that should be a telltale sign. Like he's obviously put in a certain position. So he's not like a regular person. Like who the fuck is this nigga talking about problems like the average person? Like, oh, like who the fuck are you, nigga? You complaining about the system. You got a fucking a fleet of Bugattis. Your bald headed ass has probably over $100 million net worth. You got a fleet of Bugattis, nigga. Why are you complaining about the system? Shut your stupid ass up. You better be happy they didn't fucking kill you. They didn't off you, or they didn't P Diddy you, and take your money and shut the fuck up and go to Dubai and go fuck some kids. You fucking weirdo. Do that. Don't fucking like talk like you one of us, or you talking, and even the he even talking like he's one of us, because the shit that he's talking about is just fucking retarded. Like I don't even know what he talks about because I don't even watch his shit, but he's like one of those Alex Jones conspiracy, like those type of people who just talk, who think they know something but they don't. Like they just fucking retarded. Like he's like one of those people. Like, go do something, nigga. Like, what does fucking Andrew Tate have to say? Like, bitch, you got a fleet of Bugatti. These Jewish people gave you all that money, all that shit. You sitting here talking all this shit like you somehow trying to fight the system. Nigga, shut your dumb ass up. If you trying to fight the system, nigga, go create a currency with your face on it. Go create your own city or some shit. Go create your own energy source. How you have all that money? You have not. There's a nigga in Africa. He created a contraption where it harnesses energy from the air. So it could produce water from the air. It could power up a whole house just from grabbing the energy from the air. Nothing else. You have all that money and you just sitting here fucking on a bunch of lame ass niggas podcasts talking away. Like, what the fuck are you doing, stupid ass nigga? Fucking retarded. I hate Andrew Tate. Like, it's fucking retarded. Do you fuck with motivational speakers? Nigga, fuck David Goggins. That nigga's a fucking, he's a colonizer. He's a nigger colonizer. He's in the army. That nigga was in the army. He's a fucking idiot. Fuck David Goggins. Like, who the fuck is David Goggins? Like, I hate that motherfucker. I don't know who Jocko is, but I see that nigga David Goggins. Like, I wake up in the morning, I dump ice on my fucking testicles, then I do an ice bath, and then I run 3,000 miles, and you can't do that. You shut your stupid ass nigger ass up, nigga, before I slap you upside your fucking head. Stupid ass bitch. Fuck David Goggins. No one gives a fuck about you taking 1,000 ice baths and rubbing and putting an ice cube in your fucking anus while running 3,000 miles, nigga. No one gives a fuck about that. Shut the fuck up. If I hear a nigga talk about an ice bath one more time and how many times they wake up 3 in the morning running 5,000 miles in 2 minutes, how the fuck is that even possible? But somehow he can do it. Get the fuck out of here, stupid ass nigga. No one gives a shit about your stupid ass. You better be thanking these Jewish people for putting you on that fucking platform, nigga. Because that's the only reason you on that platform. Because a motherfucking Jewish person likes your stupid ass. Say the wrong thing and watch your ass get P the fuck diddied, bitch ass nigga. All these niggas need to shut the fuck up and be grateful they ain't P Diddy. Like, what the fuck do you have to say? Talking about, oh, this and that. Oh, wake up in the morning. Go and do this. Go and do that. Why you give a fuck about what another nigga does? Why don't you go and do what the fuck you do, nigga? You care about somebody going up, nigga, you stupid ass. Like, who the fuck can you tell anybody? The only thing you're telling somebody is what the fuck they It's common sense. And the fact that you don't know that, you think you're helping somebody by just telling somebody what is common sense, just shows how fucking retarded you are. And you aren't even telling nobody anything. I remember I seen a fucking video of this nigga, and some dude was asking like, "How do I better my life?" And he was like, "You're not going to better your life by going to a convention or getting somebody to speak to you in a certain way or by no motivational speaker." And I'm like, "Bitch, aren't you those things you just said? You just told him he's not going to get better by going to a convention, by somebody telling him what to do. But bitch, don't you do? Isn't that your whole business platform? Setting up bullshit convention and platforms to talk to people on how to better themselves, and you just told him he can't do that. That's not going to get him better. Then why the fuck do you even exist? You fucking goddamn charlatan. You just admitted you're a scammer. Because obviously people are paying money to show up to your bullshit conventions. You're not going to tell me you don't have a convention. Fuck out of here. Yet people probably paid you hundreds, if not thousands, to go see your stupid bald-headed ass. Nigga, you're in the military. So right then you're programmed. You talk like a militant, like one of those programmed ass fucking military babies. You talk like them. You act like them. So bitch, that white man, that Jewish man, they programmed you good. And they liked your program. So therefore they gave you a platform. And they need a black person that's in the military so it doesn't make them look a certain way. So then you're like the perfect mix. So they put you up there, nigga. So shut your ass up. You ain't special. You're not shit. Shout out to Mooney Mercury. Yeah. That nigga's a fucking joke. That nigga annoys the fuck out of me. Like, I swear, every time I hear that nigga's voice, man, it's like that nigga. And it's funny, y'all talking all this shit. I never heard this nigga say I fasted for 10 days. I've never heard this nigga say I fasted for 20 days or I fasted for 5. You'll never hear this nigga talk about fasting. But somehow you're so special. You're so fucking like Lionheart. So you can do all this shit nobody can do, but you can't even go probably 10 days without eating. I've never heard him say anything about that. So, nigga, shut your ass up. Most of these niggas can't even go 10, 15, 20 days without eating food. They can't even go 7 days without drinking water or eating. That's the longest I went without drinking any water or eating. They can't even go that long, but yet they're all this special and shit. The thing is, they're just around a bunch of weak ass niggas, so it makes them look a certain way. And then you have a Jewish man that's promoting them and putting them in a certain position, so then they feel like they're somebody. But if you look at all the people that watch their channel, they're a bunch of nobodies. Like even when you watch the Wes Watson dude, he'll be sitting here talking like, I'm beta, I'm an alpha. But then all he attracts is beta. Because anybody who's alpha like that, he can't be, it will ruin their image. So they have to struggle. That's why you have to spend a lot of money to talk to these niggas, because anybody who will actually put them in a fucking place to say anything, they wouldn't even be able to do that. So at that point, they'll have to bring out, oh, I make this money, or I have this amount of platforms. But then at that point, it still wouldn't make sense, because it's like, who gave you that money and platform? You sure as hell didn't get it, because you're not talented, you're not creative, you ain't shit. The only thing you are is a fucking puppet for these Jewish people, and they gave you that. So shut the fuck up. That's why Wes Watson, his bald headed ass, is in jail right now, because his ass didn't chill. He was too damn in his fucking ego. And they fucking, because he was showing off his ass too much. And then he like, nigga, if you with these Jewish people and they giving you money, first of all, they gave it a platform, they gave it a money. So why would you be in your ego showing your ass too much? Because you know they're gonna just P Diddy you or set you up to go to jail, because they're jealous, they're haters, and they're gonna wanna, they have to make you humble. That's where the whole humble energy comes from. These Jewish people, they want you to be humble, because they're not shit. They don't have nothing. So the only thing they can have is when you show them that you're not humble, it makes them realize how much they ain't shit. So they have to use their influence and power to put you in a position where you're humbled, to make themselves feel better. And so the people within this system can be like, oh, this is why you got to be humble, because you got to go to jail. Like, nigga, it all has to do with the Jewish faggots and their insecurities. That's all it has to do. That's why every celebrity that you see that's put up, that's prompted by these Jewish people, once they start showing their ass and being too much in their ego, they end up going through like a P. Diddy situation. You notice how they have the whole Diddy thing. Oh, no Diddy, no Diddy. But then back in the day, like 20 years ago, they had a saying called, House of Diddy. Why you acting so House of Diddy? So remember, they're like, "Oh, you acting so House of Diddy." Any of you guys remember that? They used to. It's a saying. It's called House of Diddy. Anytime when you acted like you were rich and you were in your bag and you were like all that, they will always say, "Why you acting so House of Diddy?" Fast forward 20 years, they flipped it on him. No Diddy, Diddy oil, all this other shit. So it's like they gave him that ego by making everybody come up with the term House of Diddy. Then they took it away from him and then they put it in reverse. No Diddy. So this how you showed you how they they pretty much created that whole shit. It's all fake. It's retarded. That's why I never even paid attention to that whole Diddy shit. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't fuck with motivational speakers though. You be seeing spiritual soul. He's like, I be seeing spiritual soul. So Illuminati. Yeah, I be seeing solo Illuminati videos, right? Sometimes comments, sections are just bots. Yeah, they are. Every time I leave a comment on Solo Illuminati's video or something, I'll say some shit. It gets deleted instantly. It gets deleted instantly. The moment I instantly gets deleted. So like that's one thing when you go. And let me tell you guys, there's this one channel. I'm not gonna name his channel. It's like it was a MGTOW channel, not a MGTOW. It was one of those dudes who's like, you know, those niggas who like you can kind of tell like they try to sell themselves like they're alpha. Like the niggas who sell themselves like they're alpha, those are the ones who have the most feminine energy. They have the most feminine energy. The ones who sell them like they're alpha. So when you see a nigga with muscle, this is why I always used to question back in the day. Every time I told myself, I was like, why every time I see a nigga with muscle, they always are more emotional. Like they'll always be like, "What nigga? What?" Or they'll be more to go off the deep end, and it's because they have more feminine energy. Because to even invest that, I'm not saying all, but 99% of men who invest their time into building muscle, they have a lot of feminine energy and they need to make up for something that's lacking to make themselves feel better. So I was on this nigga's channel and he's like one of those alpha type people who have muscle and they talk about, oh, about being alpha and this, but you can see in other aspects of their life the feminine aspect of it if you really keep an eye out of it. And what this is how I can tell like the algorithm is bullshit because I left a comment and it was a funny ass comment. It was like the four, you know how they have the 4B movement or some shit for like the feminists. I said something like 410-pound movement because the bitch was fat as fuck. And I said she part of 410-pound movement. No, it's like the 4B movement. And I was like, she's part of 400 LB movement, like 400 pounds. I put LB instead of B, 4B movement. I said 400 LB, like 400 pounds. And that shit got like 1,000 likes or some shit. And like I just left it and I got 1,000 likes. And then like the next day I left a fucking another comment, but it was like, this shit is lame. And like it literally got deleted. Like, and like, it was there for like an hour and it got deleted. But then when my other comment was there, it, it, it like after an hour, I got like 2, 3 comments because people were commenting on it. Like, cause he gets a lot of views, so people see it. But my other comment, when I left it, it didn't even get 1 like or nothing. And I left it like at a time where people were commenting. So they, they, there's like I could tell it was bots. Pretty much what I'm trying to take is I could tell like a lot of the people who liked that comment was a bunch of bots. It wasn't like it was a real authentic. It was a bunch of bots. And this had when I go on these high platforms, because that platform I left that comment, that was a federal agent project. Like if you have there's certain channels that they're federal agent operations. So the federal government or the agents or hip hop police, they're doing an operation having to do with that page. So they can't have that page compromised by trolling because it's part of an agenda that they're trying to push, whether it be for MGTOW or for hip hop police or feminists. They're trying to push a certain narrative. So that's a federal that page is like an operation. It's like an invest. You know when they have like a DEA investigation, it's like it's classified private thing. We got to take this seriously. So they don't like trolling on those channels, but channels are not doing it. They don't really mind it, so they let the comments go. So that's how I can tell like that was like a federal because his views was big and bad. I remember like last year, this nigga was like they demonetized me and I try to get back to YouTube and they're not fucking with me and they're not doing like I guess they demonetized him and they were like making do like they were like they didn't even give him they remonetized him, but you could tell they were playing games. How he was explaining it, they were like playing games with him because I guess he said something in his video to piss them off and he didn't know it because he's just a dumb sheep. He doesn't know his channel is under federal observation because they're using him for a puppet. So they're sending him money, they're allowing him to get views and everything, and he didn't know. So they I guess he says something to piss them off, so they demonetized him for like about a month. So what they do is they put him in timeout, or they say, "Oh, you're gonna talk this. We'll take away your monetization." And first, sometimes they'll do it for like 2 months, 3 months, but then they'll give it back. But sometimes they do it permanently. I guess for him, they did it for a little bit because they gave it back to him. But that was the same page that I seen a year ago, and he was complaining about how they demonetized him, but then they gave it back like 2 months later. So like that's how you get to that. And the shit he talks about is like you can tell they're trying to promote. They're using his channel to promote it as an agenda. So those channels you can't really troll on it. They're gonna take your comment immediately. Even somebody of incel TFL type videos about hating women, some of those they're using those as operations too. So they watch their channels and then they'll promote the views, and you can't even say certain shit on those channels because they have to keep it a certain way because they don't want no, you can't troll on those pages. That's why you can have trolling on some of these other content creators. They have a whole bunch of trolling, and it's like, how are they allowing this trolling to go? My channel, they wouldn't care. But those channels, they care because they have to have it look a certain way. So it's like, so I say YouTube is like a federal platform and they're using it. And like they have each content creator, depending on who they are, they're under like not investigation, but it's like an operation being held on their channel. So sometimes they'll give them money, they'll promote their videos, they'll have fucking like fake ass people in comments and all that shit. But like I could see it, and I've actually tested it. The moment you leave a comment, it gets deleted because they updated the AI recently, and it's able to catch even if you're not cussing. It's able to catch before you have to just say like a swear like fuck shit, even damn in hell, and it will block it. Now you don't even have to say it. You could say something that has no swear word. It can pick up, okay, this is not based upon the agenda. So we got to remove it because even if you're talking common sense, like it picks it up because they updated it. So you can't even really say anything no more because they're really trying to keep the narrative a certain way, especially the comments. If the comments are a certain way and you speak a different way, they're gonna block your shit. Even in the chat, they have it updated because certain channels that talk a certain way, they want the sentiment to be all that. And if you try to come in there and try to tell, like, I'm not saying you got to wake people up. You can even be like, let's just say I go on the TFL channel and they talk about how they hate life. If I go in there and I say, kill yourself, you stupid bitch, they're gonna block that because it's even though I'm telling him some shit like kill yourself, they don't care. They want everybody on that page to think that everybody is a loser and that we care about each other. So even if I say something like that on a channel that's like you guys may not think, they're gonna still look at it because they have to keep people thinking a certain way. So it's not about just trolling or it's about you having to speak a certain way. Like it's weird. Yeah, big tail, black pill, red pill, son. Yeah, a lot of those people, they're really fucked up. Like the thing is though, like when you see these people, like these black pill, red pill, they think that like their problem is like women and shit, but their problem is really this every it's people in general. Like even the people that watch their channel, if they met them in real life, they wouldn't fuck with them because it's deeper than that. Like I told you guys, you can't run from yourself. So if you have a fucked up family and you don't deal and you say, I want to run from my family because they're fucked up, they could be fucked up, but then there's a certain aspect that you're fucked up. But if you don't heal and you think you could just make a YouTube video and connect with other people, like a lot of these people, they should be glad they don't meet their audience in real life, because if they met their audience in real life, it's gonna put them in a state where they're confused. They're gonna be like, well, my family's fucked up and don't understand me. So I have a YouTube channel, everybody understands me. So they go and meet these people, and then when they meet them in person and have to be with them day after day, they're gonna realize that these people are just like my family, but in their own way. And it's going to lead them to be confused and be like, you know what, fuck everyone. And then at that point, they're going to just be by themselves. And eventually they're going to hate themselves, because that same energy that was in the family and the people, they're going to see it in their own selves. And this is where suicide leads to, because when you can't be around others and you want to run and go be around somebody else, and then that's a problem, then you be by yourself, and then you're going to be their problem. And then that's where certain thoughts and depression and mental illness come to have you kill yourself, because you killed the relationship with them. But then now you're by yourself, but you're not dealing with your shit. So now you're going to kill yourself. And that's how the suicide leads, because then they come up with thoughts how they don't like, what they come up with thoughts and emotions that make them not even want to be here no more. So like it just leads to it's like a ticking time bomb. I'm gonna have to go in a little bit, guys. That's all it really is. Take a piss real quick. Like you can't run away from yourself. No matter where you go, you can't run away from yourself. I don't suggest anybody to watch any of that fucking red pill, black pill, all that bullshit. And I'm not saying like some of the arguments they have aren't true, but it's like at the end of the day, you gotta look at like where that stems from. Like a lot of the mental illness, it stems from something. And like a lot of these people, the reason they have problems with people is because they're fucked up as well. And like, because why are you even attracting people that are fucked up? You have to be fucked up on a certain level. So it's like it all comes back to self. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. And a lot of these motherfuckers, like if you look at some of these motherfuckers, you can actually tell that they have it backwards. Like this, like I told you guys, this one nigga talk about how you can't have a good life unless you have good experiences. It's impossible to have a good life if you don't have good experiences. Whereas you're supposed to create the experience. But these motherfuckers, like they're so mentally disturbed because like they've been through so much shit. And when you go through so much shit and you don't deal with it, it builds up. And now you start doing drastic shit. Like they always tell you, never let your anger bottle up, because it will come out. That's one of my problems was when I was younger. I used to not express my anger in a healthy way. I used to like leave it bottled in. So now, like I'm older and I'll retaliate. Like when I was young and in high school, I used to not really express my anger the way I should have been doing it. So now I'm older, I'll be expressing it more. So somebody pissed me off, I go slash their tires, I go rub shit on the wall, I do other things, which because a lot of that stemmed because I have a lot of bottled anger I didn't release when I should have, in a healthy way. So now I'm older and I have more of a way to release it. Or I did back then, but I feel like I didn't, for some reason, I feel like I couldn't release it because I have a Mars and Saturn. So it's a little harder for me. So now I really, because when you have a Mars and Saturn, it can lead you to repress your anger so much, or you express it so much. Like a lot of dictators, they have Mars conjunct Saturn and shit. So it's like those are the people who like really like they're on the negative spectrum of it. So like I didn't express my anger, so therefore it plays out. So a lot of these niggas, they let this shit build up, but then they don't know how to release it through certain means and shit. So it's like they just sit on this shit. So then it leads them to start thinking all this dumbass shit like MGTOW is away and all this crap, and then they believe in it and they start coming up with dumbass stuff. Oh, you can't have a good life unless you have good experiences. But if that's the case, then nigga, you ain't never having a good life because you're the one who creates the experience. So you'll never have a good life. These people are dumb though, they don't see that. And they'll say other stupid shit like I don't know, just weird. It's like pretty much like a lot of the shit that you guys would say is common sense. It's like there's some type of spirit that does everything reverse to what is right, and they're possessed by that spirit. So just like you say, we all have a mission and a goal. These motherfuckers will think they don't have one. Just like we create our reality, these motherfuckers think that you can only have a good life if somebody else creates the reality for you. So they think that other people and things are supposed to create the reality for them. So this leaves them in a world of hell because there's like a spirit or some type of like mentality that's fucking them up. That's in reverse to what's right. It's like it's backwards. It's backwards, and it's like it's crazy. That's why I always tell you guys like there's only there's only so much there's only a limited amount of like energy. Like you can either be righteous or non-righteous. Being righteous is the truth. Being evil and being in unalignment is everything opposite. It's not really. So when you see somebody who's in a low vibration, they're just doing what you're doing opposite. If you look at how a person thinks who's on a low vibration, a low mentality, they're doing everything that you're doing opposite. That's always what it is when I see it. Things that I be thinking like this is how it's supposed to be. It'll be like they'll be saying it opposite. Like you can't create your reality. Somebody has to create it for you for your life to be good. They literally think this shit. Literally. So therefore their life is this is what happened. They live in a world of hell because they think that things are supposed to happen to them. And then they hate less of motherfuckers be spazzing out and shit. That's why it's always good to do like always you should know yourself because like even when you go because like even when it comes to me like I know not to be around certain people. I know not to be doing certain things to have me do certain shit. So you have to know yourself. A lot of people who end up doing shit that they regret, they didn't know themselves or they decided to ignore what they knew because they will be around people they know is gonna bring something else. Like for example, somebody let's just say somebody keeps hitting this bitch upside the head and then they go to jail for domestic dispute. They always talk about, oh, why is the woman there? The woman should leave. The woman should leave. The way I look at it, I'm like, because I knew somebody who was my cousin's friend. I told him he can't I guess he went to jail for domestic dispute. And then he went back with the girl. And I told him, everyone's always looking at the female. Why are you staying with the man? Why are you staying with the man? He hits you. I was like, why are you with a female who's triggering you to go upside her head? Leave the female. If you know you're gonna hit her, if she already went to jail, why would you go back? Just don't be with no female or leave. I would never hit no female because if the time I feel like I'm gonna go upside a bitch's head, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna be around it because I know I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna beat the brakes off your ass, and I'm gonna go to jail. So I'm gonna leave, and I'm not gonna be around you no more until I'm right with myself. But other people, they don't think like that. So it's like you got to know yourself. I'm not gonna be around somebody I know because knowing my emotional state at some point. If you say the wrong thing, nigga, and you like 10 times my size, nigga, and you beat my ass, I might have to go get my gun and shoot you, and then I'm gonna be in jail. So I know I'm not gonna be around that situation. So I don't create that event. So you got to know yourself so you don't put yourself in a position to go and spaz the fuck out, and then you end up giving these motherfucking niggas what they want, these crackers what they want. It's not saying you got to be perfect. It's about you doing the work to heal and get yourself better. So therefore, you don't have to make a mistake. I gotta go use this bathroom real quick. crazy. But hopefully this video kind of woke everyone up. Oh, come on. But said people in the real pill space say it went mainstream, but to be honest, like a lot of the shit that they say goes mainstream isn't really mainstream. Like I said, there's the internet and there's reality and then there's the internet. Internet is not reality. Because even if you want to say everybody's on the internet, you still can't say that's reality because most of the people on the internet, they're on the internet because they have to. It's not like people are watching like something, because you got to understand, you're watching this spiritual video because you actually want to. Somebody who watches MGTOW videos, they don't want to watch that. They're only watching that because they're miserable. And I tell you, why I'm saying that they don't want to watch it, because you only will watch a video that's negative if you're in a negative space. Nobody wants to watch a negative video. I've seen this individual say that I like to be that same channel I was saying with the nigga was talking about how he's experiences happen to you. This nigga was talking about how I only like to be around people who are negative. So he doesn't like to be around people that are negative. He only likes to be around people that are negative because he's negative. But at the same time, nobody wants to be negative. So this is why I say it's not really mainstream, because most of you only watch on the internet what you want to watch, what is you. So if you're watching something negative all the fucking time, that's because you're in a negative space. Your life is hell. Nobody wants their life to be hell. Nobody wants their life to be hell. So therefore, nobody wants to watch negative videos. You're only watching a negative video based upon the space you're in. And nobody wants to be in a negative space. They watch the videos to cope with the negative space they're in. So when I say the internet, just because somebody watches stuff on the internet is not mainstream, I say that because people are only watching what they feel like they can watch and enjoy based upon their negative space that they're in or positive space that they're in. So if those people in a negative space get into a positive space, they're not going to watch the same shit anymore. They're going to move on. So that's why I say it's never mainstream, because something is mainstream that you can say will be more like something that's in a positive, or let's just say like a movie that's popping, or a video game, or some type of music. That's more can be mainstream because people watch that because they like that entertainment. But when you're talking about something that's spiritual or something that's negative or something like, that's not really that's based upon the frequency of that individual. They don't really want to watch it. It's not like they liked it when they were a kid and it's something that their hobby or some shit, which that can go mainstream more so than just some negative shit like MGTOW, or even some positive like spirituality. Because even if you want to say spirituality, that's based upon the mind state that you're in. If spirituality was mainstream, really, really mainstream, then the world would be a better place because people really be in the mindset. So, but right off the bat, you don't see the world on that state, so you know it's not really that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't really think like that whole mainstream thing, just because you watch something on the internet. And you got to remember, a lot of these views and these numbers are fake. They're not real. And the internet is a very small world compared to what you think. 10,000 people watching a video is not that much. It seems like it, but if you go out in real life, like 10,000 people is not a lot compared to the whole world. It's really not. It's really not. Like you may think it is, but it's not even 100,000. That's very little. That's very, very little. And a lot of those views aren't even real. And you got to factor in, when a video gets 10,000 views, that's not 10,000 people that like that video. That's probably like 2,000-3,000 that probably fuck with the video. Then you got 4,000 that are probably bots, or maybe they clicked it by mistake, or maybe it was on their feed and they looked at it and laughed at it. It's not all 10,000 that fuck with it. It's like probably like 2,000 at most that fuck with it. Then the rest is you clicked it by mistake. They probably just seen it on the feed because they fuck with it, and just shit like that, like the accidental clicks or whatever. or they just try to like look at it like, what the fuck is this shit? They look at it and that's it. It was but out of 10,000 views, probably only 2,000 people, if that, even really truly fuck with it there every day. That's why it's hard to stay in that algorithm. You see people that go up to 50,000 and they'll go drop down, and then plus you got the fake views and shit, how they promote for algorithms and shit. So you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, not the same as the bread spacing. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, it's a lot of the channels that are gone, and then they got a lot of them are like government agents, or sometimes like they're regular people, but the way they're talking, the government likes the way they're talking, so it promotes them and pushes everybody to their page because they're talking a certain way. So you got like fucking these faggots like Joe Rogan and shit, and people who aren't even like who the fuck is Joe? Isn't Joe Rogan supposed to be a UFC fighter? Like nigga, go fight somebody. Go get your head knocked the fuck off. Like, why are you talking about shit that you know nothing about? Like, I don't see how anybody would want to listen to anything Joe Rogan. And he don't even fucking he doesn't even have his own creativity. He has to bring people on his page. It's like it's just like the academics and the dude the what they call Brother Rich from Black Magic 363. Like, he's not even spiritual. Like, nobody on his channel is spiritual, but the people, everybody he brings on his page is more spiritual and done more spiritual shit than him. But yet he's like a podcaster who brings people on, like Joe Rogan. He doesn't fucking know shit. And the people that he brings on doesn't know shit too, but they know more shit than him because they have to, because he's bringing him on. So if he's bringing them on and he has that platform, they must know more than him. You can't tell me a podcaster fucking like they know more. They need you to make his show good. You don't. It's not just when they say the Joe Rogan show. When you think of Joe Rogan show, you think of people going on his platform. You don't think of just Joe Rogan talking about what he's talking about, because his shit wouldn't be Joe Rogan show. This shit would be lame. So he needs other people who know more than him, who have more creativity than him. And even though those people don't know have creativity because they're not shit. So that's exactly like it's like this new thing that they're doing. Like the new age fucking anchor man. And you said the original channels are gone. I think the original channel, when you say original channels are gone, I think you mean the original channels probably just switched up their content. Because a lot of these people that were there before, a lot of them are still here. Like, if you're talking some bullshit, most likely you're still here. Like, I don't think it just they switched up their probably because like I said, YouTube's it became a place of inauthenticity, non-authenticity. So you can't be yourself on the internet anymore. You can't. Otherwise, you're not going to get views. You can't be like, we went through a time where being an individual was the cool thing to be, but now we're like in a time where being an individual isn't cool, but admitting you're not an individual, being an individual is it's cool, but you have to act like you're not an individual. So people are acting inauthentic as fuck, but at the same time they're selling it like they are authentic. Because if you come up on YouTube and say, "Oh, I'm copying, I'm a follower, I'm copying the crowd," people are gonna look at you like you're weird. But you have to act like you're following the crowd and act like you're not real, but at the same time act like you're different. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's backwards. So people think they're being real, but they're really not. They're just fake ass, inauthentic dumbasses. But you can't let anybody know that you're inauthentic, because then they're gonna look at it like it's weird. So you have to like lie and like sell people that, because it's obvious. Like, every channel you watch, they talk about the same. And if you think about it, like, what the fuck is a course? A course on how to be successful, how to make money, how to. Anytime you're talking about a course that's how to do something to attract attention, that's inauthentic. That means you got to copy somebody. You got to have a platform. Or make sure your title has certain keywords in it. So you got to copy what somebody else did. What the fuck? Like, so it's all retarded. You're not authentic. And I'm going to have to end this video, guys. I think I've been on too long. But you just guys just realize, like, this shit is all a game. Fucking YouTube's retarded. And yeah, it's stupid as fuck. I can see it slowly kind of dying down a little bit. Like, more people are waking up. There's this one hood vlogger. He used to do hood vlogs. He's like, I'm not doing hood vlogs no more because people, the feds are arresting too many people. He literally said this. His views were like at 100,000 like a year ago, 2 years ago. I remember I was watching this nigga. I'm not giving nobody no shout out, but it was this hood vlogger, and his views was like at 100,000, 200,000. Some videos got 1 million. This nigga was up, and then when you look at his videos, just like literally 2 3 weeks ago, he started making videos. Probably like a month ago, he started making videos saying the feds are on YouTube. I'm scaling back. I'm not making videos. This nigga, all his videos for the last 2 3 weeks have been just him live streaming, talking about how just he talks about the hood, but in a different aspect. He doesn't do no hood vlogs. This nigga has not gotten over 1,000 views. But this nigga, his last video that got like 8,000 views, and even before that, he got like 10,000, 50,000. They were all in the hood documenting people. But you see how all of us, like, where did his audience go? Where the fuck did it go? It's because they were, and he has like over almost 100,000 subscribers. So you know they were watching that those hip hop police were watching his shit. So they got mad and they fuck with his views. So it just shows you how fucking quick this shit can just go down. It's all inauthentic. But I'm gonna be out, guys, and I'm gonna hit you niggas up later. Peace.